Deftones, Risk, Standard Tuning Method, Guitar Tabs, and Guitar Lesson. I'm going to play through all the parts right at the beginning. After that, I'll go back through, give the full explanation for you. Please hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to let me know you like this video and want to see more Deftones stuff like this. Now, let's give it a try. Alright, again to clarify, this is a standard tuning interpretation for this song. Alright, so we're going to end up sacrificing a bit of that low tone that's in, the super low F sharp 7/8 string tuning there. But we can still get what we need for the most part here, no big deal. Just a little compromise. The initial chord, it's this big voiced D chord basically, so just to get some extra bottom on it, we'll go ahead and do like a compounded version with the 5 on the E as well, get that extra A low octave, and then we'll do our 5 on the A for the D, and then make the power chord with the 7 on the D and the G. So we got 5, 5, 7, 7, and basically this is just kind of like a pickup chord where we just hit it. Alright, and it just basically is counting us in. And then we get into our main like intro / verse riff, which is this F sharp power chord or G flat power chord. And basically we're just doing a 1, 2. All right, at that 2 on the E, 4 on the A. And then we do this, kind of certain pattern of like muted string strumming. So we're just lightly resting our hand on the strings. And we just do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right, and then we kind of switch it up. We do 1, 2, 3 on the G flat power chord. Right, and then essentially we just take one off of that muted string pattern where we just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, so it's just this kind of like shuffling a little bit of, the dance between the power chord and the muted string strumming. And then there's just kind of like a slight variation there towards the end of the verse, where instead of just hitting a couple of the G flat power chords, now we go from the first one being a G power chord at that 3E 5A, then we drop down to the G flat at the 2 and 4. Alright, we do our muted strings, and then we just stick on the G flat for the 3, and the muted strings there. So just this subtle little difference with that first power chord we hit. For the chorus, it's just this kind of succession of just ringing power chords now. We want the big compounded versions where we can get them just to help compensate for the tuning. The initial one will be the basically the D power chord with the A top, like we had in the very first. It's just a 1, 2 on the 5s of the E and A, 7 on the D and G. All right, we hold it through that measure and all the way to about the end of the next. And just at that final beat, we hit it one more time to transition. Just to the G flat now at the 2, E, 4 on the A and D. Just 1, 2 here. Okay, hold it through that measure and just about through the next. At the final beat of the next one, we come up, hit an A power chord at the 5E, 7 on the A and D. Alright, and then from there just drop down back to our D power chord with the A bottom on it. Alright, at those 5s and 7s. Alright, same deal there, hold it through a measure, almost through the next. At the final beat, hit it one more time. Gets us right back to our G flat at the 2 and 4s a couple times. Alright, and the following measure at that final beat, it's the A power chord again. Alright, gets us into the next part of the chorus. Final part of the chorus, we kind of switch to a new chord here. This is a B power chord, but kind of turns into this minor vibe with some flats in there and some interesting stuff. Basically, we just come up now to the B, so we have our 7E with the 9 on the A and D. Give that a couple strums. Alright, and now we're going to get this kind of big open string vibe where we hit it again at the 7 and 9s, but now we want to add the open G and B under it, just for that big ringing kind of dissonant thing. Okay, hold it, and then into the next measure, just at that final beat of the next measure, one more time on it. Okay, take us down to our G flat that we know, our 2 with the 4s. Give it a couple strums. Alright, and now we kind of do that same trick here where we strum it again and include the open G and B string under it for another fun dissonant thing there. And basically we repeat all those initial chords, again, the B to the open kind of B minor, and then to the G flat again. Alright, and then from there we kind of move forward by hitting our A power chord at the 5 and 7s, and just bring it back to our initial D with the A bottom on it. Okay, the 5 with the 7s. Okay, this post-chorus and I guess bridge section here, we've seen this before, just kind of a different dynamic. Basically, we're hitting our G flat power chord at the 2 and 4s there, and just with this, we're just changing the dynamic a little bit. We hit it a couple times, but we don't do any muted string strumming. We just rest, all right? And we just hold it, and then we do our 1, 2, 3, and just rest again. All right, and we carry on like that, and then we do that little subtle switch that we saw before, where we just go from the initial G, the 3 and 5, then to the 2 and 4 for the G flat, and then carry on from there with no muted strings. All